Have you ever put your time, effort, energy, and love into creating something and stepped back and said, man, I suck? If that is you, this video is for you. In this digital day and age, content is key. And to achieve visually, aesthetically pleasing content, we need tools that would actually capture the length, the breadth, and the depth of the art that we are creating. In the market right now, we have a vast amount of tools available at our fingertips, but they're not always budget friendly or easy to use. So in this video, I will be giving you budget friendly and easy to use tools, which will help you get to your finish line as fast as possible. I repeat, as fast as possible, because quantity creates quality. I'm gonna say it again. Quantity creates quality. I need you creating content as soon and as fast as possible to see your quality increase over a short period of time. Now, these tools will be broken down into 4 categories: video, audio, lighting, and editing software. These are the 4 tools I believe you need to get consistently great content that translates across the board. Now, let's start with the low budget package. For video, believe it or not, all you need is an iPhone, okay? If you have an iPhone 10 or above, you are ready to go, because many people don't know this, but your iPhone can actually shoot on 4K. Now, a couple of tips for your iPhone that a lot of people don't know. Number 1, turn off HDR, okay? Just turn it off. Trust me on this one. Google how to turn it off and turn that off. Make sure to fix your focus and exposure. It just makes life easier when you're editing after. And always use your back camera, okay? Your selfie camera is not going to cut it. Trust me, the difference is night and day. And yes, I understand that there will be difficulties in tracking yourself if you're using your back camera, but I have a quick tip for you. If you're struggling to do that and you happen to have an Apple Watch lying around, you can easily open your camera app on your Apple Watch and basically use it to track yourself, okay? So yeah, that's a tip. Now for audio, for $20 to $30, you can easily get a nice clip-on microphone with an adapter or dongle to your iPhone, depending on the one you have. The reason I say that is because if you're in a windy environment or somewhere you don't have a lot of control of your sound, this can help you get focused sound. But if you're at home, just make sure everyone is quiet and you should be able to shoot with your iPhone audio as well. Now for software, if you have a MacBook, man, I just realized a lot of this is predicated on you having the Apple ecosystem, okay? I believe for every content creator, it is just worth it. Everything syncs together and it just works flawlessly. So if you have a MacBook lying around, or you have a friend that has one, or a library that you can go to that has one, you can easily use iMovie to sync and edit all your video and audio together on the fly for free. Okay, for free. Now, another option that is on the come up and very popular with TikTok is CapCut. Okay, I don't need to explain, but CapCut has, I heard, pretty good templates and ways to edit. Or you could even use Instagram to edit your stuff, depending on what length and what kind of video you want to do. Now, the last element is lighting. And if you have $0, now I mean $0, use the sun. Now, I need you to sit beside a window, crack open your blinds, and shoot your content in broad daylight, okay? That's the best source of natural light. It's easy on the skin, and you're able to get the job done. If you're like me and you create content in the middle of the night, then you will need to buy a light source, okay? One of the things you can do is go to a well-lit room with a nice overhead light and shoot, but I would encourage you to invest just a little bit and get some of the light options I've put in the description below. You will notice that I did not put any ring lights there because I just think they're corny, okay? I just think ring lights are corny and you don't need those in your house, okay? An honorable mention will be a tripod. You probably need a tripod to prop up your phone or camera or whatever you're using. And there's this tripod I have called Victiv or whatever it is. Super sturdy, super tall, can get the job done any single day. So I will put that in the description below. Before we get into the second category, which would be a little more expensive, I wanted to give you this advice. Buy nice or buy twice. Okay, I do know that these things I'm about to list might cost you a little more right now, but in efforts to reduce that, I would advise that you actually buy them used. A lot of gadgets that are created today are actually built to last for an extended period of time. And so I would advise that you buy these used, which would definitely lower the cost of acquisition by a whole lot. There are a lot of places that you can get this used gear for, like Mercury, that's if I pronounced that right, eBay, B&H, Reverb, the list goes on. I will provide a couple down below, but if you need help finding some, feel free to hit me up and I can help you look for some as well. So starting on the video section of the mid-tier range, I will be going for the Sony a6400. Guys, this camera is an all-round workhorse. It gets the job done, shoots 4K. The audio is not that great, so we'll talk about that in the next section, but it's great, okay? The kit lens, I'm using the kit lens right now, and the quality just blows my mind for the amount of money I spent to get it. I got it used. So another option would be the Sony ZV-1F vlog camera. That's if you're going for more of a vlog style. Seems pretty versatile and a lot of people speak well of it. So downside of some of these cameras, including the a6400, is that you probably need to spend some time and some money in post-production. Reason being, it's not your iPhone that you can just throw into CapCut or anything like that. You need a computer somewhere to actually edit. So I think you should consider that before you get the camera. Another thing you're probably going to have to learn in this is color grading. I kind of sucked at it at first, but my advice for you is before you start learning color grading and stuff, learn how to light your subject and half of the battle will be fixed. Trust me, my videos only got better when I actually invested in good lighting. Speaking of lights, as you already know, stay away from ring lights. I have a couple of options for softbox lighting and also LED panels that you can use to light yourself or whatever you will be shooting. Some of us need lightweight stuff, so I have a couple of options that are easy to move around, while other options need to be a little more stationary. Now for external mic, you could probably invest in the SM7B like I'm using here. Great for podcasting and sometimes music creation as well, but there are actually many other cheap options out there. This costs $400 new. You can probably get it used, but you can also get cheaper options, which I will be providing in the description below as well. Another option for a mic if you're vlogging or moving around could be a couple of the Rode mics that I also listed below. Now, a lot of these things you can just plug into your camera and they just capture the audio and video as well, so you don't have to do all the syncing after. When you start dealing with stuff like SM7B and stuff, then post-production becomes a little more complicated because I record audio separately through this mic and then record video through my Sony a6400 and then have to sync them after. If you're not down for that, just get you a nice cheap clip-on mic or a shotgun mic and you should be good to go. Now for editing, because you're probably going to start color grading and stuff like that, I would say you should invest in maybe iMovie, Adobe Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, or Final Cut Pro, depending on your budget. All of those work just fine and will get the job done. My advice for you is to learn one and stick to it because the workflows can be quite different. And if you keep jumping from one to another, you're never going to find your stride in content creation. So just find one that you can just buy and stick to it and learn as much as you can and just keep learning as you go. And that is the mid-tier range for content creation. Now, before you go, I have some advice. As I said before, buy nice or buy twice. Number two, build a plan of repetition. Create an environment where you're able to create content unhindered, meaning set up your background and leave it that way. Set up your lights and your camera so that it's point and shoot, because you need to find the path of least resistance to content creation. And this leads to the next thing. Quantity always breeds quality. There was a study from a university. Students were broken down into two groups, the quantity group and the quality group. The quantity group was told to take as many photos as possible and submit that for their final grade, while the quantity group was told to take their best photos and submit that for their final grade. And believe it or not, quantity group actually came out having better photos because quantity and repetition trains you to become better. So do not think that once you get all these tools, you will be off on the fly and creating the best quality content you ever can. That's a lie. In fact, I want to challenge you to actually put out all the stuff that you think sucks and continue putting them out until they actually start looking bearable. Another piece of advice would be build a community. Let people see the journey that you're embarking on in creating content, okay? Post as much as you can. Don't feel the pressure to always impress people because a lot of them will flop in the beginning, but post, post, post. And as we said before, quantity will produce quality. And people love to be part of a story. They don't stand at the finish line. They want to know you from the get-go. So post. Last but not least, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can and provide as many resources. There will be links down below to every single thing I've spoken about in this video. Now, before you go, this was all free, and my only ask is that you support the channel by either donating to Scary But Beautiful or buying something that you like on the website. Thank you guys so much, and remember, I am rooting for you as always. Stay safe. Bye.